Welcome back. You're still watching The Globe. Mobile firm Vodacom in Mozambique, which oversees the money transfer platform M-Pesa, says that it blocks around 2,500 numbers a month which are linked to fraud. According to the mobile operator, some 80 people are swindled every day in fraudulent mobile money transactions. Vodacom says that numbers from across mobile service operators were also involved in the fraud and called for joint efforts. Another telecommunications firm, Movitel, says that they've managed to stop fraudulent transactions before completion, even though it has been receiving complaints from its customers. The Mozambican Communications Regulatory Authority says that biometric registration is the solution. It says that there is a need for registration and setting up of equipment that can monitor telephone interactions. Well, to talk more about this is Justice Anyai, who's a senior security solution architect and cybersecurity evangelist for Checkpoint Software Technologies. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. I just wonder, is Africa becoming a major cybercrime destination for scammers?
Thank you for having me, and I'm very happy to be here today. Yes, Africa is becoming I would say, a sweet destination for cyber criminals. And this is because what we have seen globally is the fact that Africa is becoming I would call it a treasure trove for cyber criminals. And we've seen attacks that have been like 3 times more in the global. And this is a huge concern, looking at it from an African perspective, because attackers typically will go to areas with least resistance. And we're really very concerned, and we think we should be aware of these statistics.
So what makes us more vulnerable? I guess part of it is that mobile phone penetration, smartphone penetration has been happening very quickly. So there's still people getting used to the technology on their phones.
Yeah, it's, you know, the truth is that we use platforms that we really do not understand the implications. We have very low user security awareness in terms of knowledge on how to secure their mobile devices. We see that while the penetration in Africa has largely increased, we don't see that security education, and this has really, you know, made us a target and a good destination for cyber criminals. So there's need for proper education on platforms, especially the mobile, which is basically an easy attack vector for the cyber criminal.
Is it just education? I mean, what do people in the UK know more than we know, for example?
Well, education is just one of it. Largely, Africans, we adopt technology so fast that we basically do not understand how to secure our information. That is the difference. You know, up there, say in the UK, there are laws in place, basically that would, you know, end users are secured. You know, but Africa, we rush into adopting new technologies without really educating the end users on how best to secure their data.
And also, I get a sense that sometimes we're not skeptical enough, because sometimes we just trust that the person who's on the other side of the phone, the person who's sending us messages, are who they say they are, without wondering, why do they need this information?
You know, every day I tell my mother, if you receive a phone call, someone asking for selling data, you know, tell them you are not going to give it to them, you know, and that is the way of basically educating her on how to, you know, respond to those kind of threats, you know, and as you can see, it is mainly educating users properly and also ensuring that we do not quickly, you know, respond to those kind information that would really prevent users from exposed to such kind of threats. These are not threats that technology can address if you look at it properly. These are threats that mainly, if we educate the users on how to respond to those kind of calls when they come in, to an extent, it would prevent a huge number of those scams.
What kind of scams, threats that are you seeing most commonly at the moment?
Well, the mobile platform is a very huge platform. And we're seeing that attackers are leveraging on the platform to perpetrate across Africa. Because if you look at the mobile platform, it is an easy target from an attacker perspective because of the attack vectors. If you look at the mobile platform, there are key attack vectors that attackers are leveraging on. Number one, the use of application on the mobile devices. Number two, the underlying OS. When I say the OSs could be Android-based or iOS-based solutions. So they actually infiltrate and take advantage of vulnerabilities on this platform to attack and to perpetrate attack or fraud on mobile devices.
And I suppose, sadly for us, is that we could be caught up in cyber events and we don't even realize it. We just carry on with our lives until it's and then realize when it's too late.
Yeah, that is because the mobile platform is so intelligent these days that when it gets in to you basically would not even know. And we download applications on our mobile devices with no idea what those applications are doing. We've seen cases where applications downloaded on mobile devices can attack the third party. We've seen cases where we use our mobile devices to log on to free internet connection, and that can be a means for an attacker or a scammer to get into your data, your personal data on your mobile devices. So the mobile device it's a productivity tool, but also an avenue, an easy avenue for scammers to trick even the most educated user to give out his information. And we need to start paying attention to how we secure these new technologies and these new platforms, because it is also affecting organizations. Organizations, introduce devices into their enterprises, and this also would introduce scammers and attackers to their enterprise infrastructure. So there's need for us to pay good attention to the mobile device and to ensure we have the right security controls so we can prevent these cyber attacks before they happen.
What can we do as ordinary users, consumers, to better protect ourselves? What should we be watching out for every day?
Yeah, I think easy, we've seen huge phishing, we call it phishing attacks, because typically we receive emails, we receive text messages with links where we are asked to click. So be very aware of such pranks. If you receive any text message, any email, you're not sure of the source, please do not click. Do not respond. Most likely you might need to report those kind of email or text messages so that it can be investigated and determine if they are malicious or not. Now, there are also easy solutions you could put in place to address those kind of threats on your mobile devices. And we're very happy to help individuals and organizations that want to address these security concerns, and bring those perpetrators to book. We're very happy to engage, at all levels within Africa.
Yeah. So I guess because of the mobility, the mobile phone has become perhaps the biggest platform for these abusers because of how far and wide they're distributed now, these mobile phones.
looking at statistics, it is said that we have now more mobile phones being produced than desktops and laptops. So it's something we sleep with. It is something we wake up with. We use it within our enterprises to access our emails, personal data. So it's a wide range of usage. But unfortunately, the attack that it's introduced into our personal and corporate life is massive. It's an avenue for attackers to perpetrate fraudulent activities, and we see huge gains from an attacker perspective. This is the right time for us to start paying attention to our mobile device and putting the right security, end-to-end security, preventive controls, basically, to ensure that we are not victims to these attacks.
We've seen this new kind of crime coming through where people's operating systems are captured and the criminals now start demanding Bitcoin to give them back. Are we in danger of that kind of hijacking on our mobile phones at all?
Yeah, definitely. We've seen ransom. It's basically called ransomware attacks. Typically started with laptops and server-based devices. In recent times, we've seen attacks affecting mobile devices and basically critical infrastructures across the globe. A recent one in the US with the pipeline industry. And the mobile device is no different. As a matter of fact, it's easier to perpetrate such attacks on mobile devices because, come to think about it, we don't have the basic security that you would have in your laptop, say an antivirus solution. You don't really have it on a mobile device. It's free for all. You have that on your phone. You're right there on the internet.
So
so there's need for us.
So one of the things that have helped me a great deal is this cloud solution type scenarios where I'm writing on one device and it's updating all my devices at the same time. But I'm getting a sense that if one is captured, they capture all.
Correct. We are all, everything is now all interconnected. We are at a time when, we are all interconnected. Our devices are all interconnected. And there's need for what we call shared intelligence across platform. What we do basically is, as an organization, Checkpoints, we advocate for intelligence sharing across all your platform, across your mobile, across your endpoints, across your cloud-based services. And we are all trying to drive the whole idea of consolidation. If you consolidate, and to an extent you can, streamline your technology adoption, then you can, to an extent, be able to share intelligence across, the platform to be able to prevent these threats before they cause damage. And that is what we advocate for corporates, for individuals, as you adopt cloud-based technology, as you adopt mobile-based technology, have a platform where you can have visibility across those technologies so you can understand what is happening, because what you don't see or what you don't know, you can't really prevent yourself against.
All right. Justice, thank you so much indeed. You've given us food for thought, and I think we just need to spread the word to be more careful and conscious and aware of what's happening when we pick up our phones. But thanks so much indeed for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much. Nice.
Okay, so that was Justice Anyai, who's a cyber security evangelist for Checkpoint Software Technologies. Be careful on these mobile phones. You've got to treat them in the same way that you treat your house. You don't just open the door and let people walk in and take stuff out. So that's the same with your phone. Don't just leave it open and let people come in just because they want to. All right, we're going to be back at the top.